All right, man. Welcome in. Eagles halftime live, A to Z Philly. The Eagles trail the Buffalo Bills by a score of 17-7 here in week 12. Eagles 9-1, Bills 6-5. And so far, it has been a one-sided effort in a multitude of ways. I want to start off by saying, man, I'm just so puzzled because we come on here every week and we say, well, the Eagles find ways to win, right? The Eagles have been down in prior weeks at halftime. They have been down and they look terrible in the first half, but they always come back and they resolve the issues and they find a way to win. Perfect, okay? I knew coming into this game that the Eagles would struggle without Lane Johnson. I knew coming into this game that with the weather conditions the way they are at 43 degrees and raining, slippery, etc., that this was going to be a tough game. The Bills have so much more to play for in this game, a playoff berth, in fact, because right now they're out of the picture, as opposed to the Eagles who were 9-1. I knew this could be what you call maybe a trap game, but what I did not know was that Brian Johnson was going to absolutely lose his mind. And, I said it last week, if they keep winning, I can't complain. If they keep winning ball games, I can't find ways to complain anymore. Well, you know what? I found a way to complain. Brian Johnson, Nick Sirianni needs to go over to Brian Johnson and say, look, man, it's just not your day. Okay, go home, take a leave, take a sick day, the rest of the game, I got it. Because it's not even about losing right now. It's not the fact that Jalen Hurts is playing an awful game and he's 4 for 11. All right, it's not the fact that Josh Allen has already thrown the ball 32 times with 19 completions and the Bills, in terms of total offense, have 276 yards where the Eagles don't even have 100. It's the fact of the matter that your running back runs for 76 yards and a touchdown last game. He breaks out of like a 4 to 5 game cold spell, and you literally don't go to him. I don't understand. Am I lacking common sense here? Am I losing my mind here? I just don't understand. Why is DeAndre Swift not being used in this game? Why did A.J. Brown have 0 targets until the end of the second quarter? You can argue that there's a lot of pass rush, in this game with the Bills being second in the league in sacks and, Lane Johnson being out is huge. I agree. I knew this was going to be one in the trenches. It was going to be tough. But the fact of the matter is that Jalen Hurts, until the end of the first half, had 2 completions. A.J. Brown had no targets until the last couple minutes. And let's look at the carries, okay? Let's look at them. Kenny Gainwell, 2 carries, 26 yards. Boston Scott, 2 carries, 14 yards. Jalen Hurts, 7 carries, 22 yards. DeAndre Swift, 3 carries, 7 yards. Why is all of a sudden the committee the way that this team decides to go? I don't understand. What makes that shift in your mind where you do a complete 180? Is this how DeAndre Swift should be rewarded? Is this how he should feel rewarded? By coming out and having a great game to help lead this team past Kansas City, and then he doesn't see the damn football. You do nothing to get him in a rhythm early. You do nothing to get Jalen Hurts in a rhythm early. Oh, maybe the fact that the Bills are all over you, maybe that should mean that maybe try something 4 to 5 yards out instead of looking downfield. Jalen Hurts is escaping the pocket before pressure even gets to him. He looks befuddled right now. This Eagles team looks all over the place. And based on the way this game is going, sure, they may flip it around and come back and win. I will be happy if they do. But it's week in and week out. We see the same thing with this offensive coordinator. I just don't understand it. All right, I got it off my chest, man. That's what I had to say. That's how I feel about this game, okay? The Philadelphia Eagles are really not getting to Josh Allen at all. Hassan Reddick literally got to him and ripped him to shreds late in that first half. I mean, it probably should have been a 15-yarder. It was not. Then the field goal was missed. But then what happens right after? The Eagles have turned the ball over, twice? Twice in this first half? If you can make Josh Allen the turnover machine turn over the ball, that is a formula for success. He has not even been hit. He barely looks like he's been scratched in this game. The Eagles have turned it over twice. The Bills miss a field goal late in the first half. The Eagles go and give it right back. Why? Because Jalen Hurts goes to hand it off. Not to DeAndre Swift, though. To Kenny Gainwell. to Kenny Gainwell, puts it right in his stomach, wasn't ready for it. Ball falls right on the ground. Boom, here you go. Easy 7. You cannot give away those 7 points like that. You cannot let them line up at the 35-yard line right after they miss a field. No, in fact, it was blocked. Shout out to Jalen Carter. The Eagles finally made a play on special teams. And what did they do? They give it right back. Eagles are a second-half team. I think they will play better, but it's just the vibe of this game in the rain, in the mud, and the Eagles have just generated nothing. They've generated nothing in this game. What else can I be mad about, man? Again, if the Eagles lose this game, I expect them, right? Law of average to lose a game here and there. But it's when the coaching takes the ability out of the hands of the players. That is what frustrates me. Okay? 99 yards in the first half of offense, 30 yards in the air. All right, look at these numbers, man. This is the worst offensive performance of the year so far. Jalen Hurts, 4 for 11 with 33 yards. He had a 0 passer rating for most of the first half. You've done nothing on the ground. A.J. Brown has 2 targets. Devontae Smith, 2 targets. You're severely missing Dallas Goedert, the guy who can just rack up some yards over the middle of the field and get in rhythm. And, man, other than that, I feel like the defense has been put in bad position. Sure, they haven't gotten to Josh Allen, and Sean Desai's just calling up a regular game plan, but I just can't really bring my mind to understand why the Eagles switched up their entire scheme today. And it feels like a couple years ago when Miles Sanders would really get going, and then they would just disappear from the offense. They wouldn't run the ball again for the rest of the game. You wouldn't see him next week. I just don't understand. Nick Sirianni needs to have a nice, honest talk with Brian Johnson at halftime. He needs to say, Brian, get your head out of you-know-where. You need to run the football, and you need to let DeAndre Swift go. It makes absolutely zero. Did DeAndre Swift do something? Was he late to practice? Is he injured? I'm all for Boston Scott. I love Boston Scott. But where in the heck in this game plan do you say, okay, let's bring out Boston Scott and start running the ball with Boston Scott? What? I'm sorry, man. That's where I'm at. Eagles haven't had many opportunities at all. I think part of it is Jalen getting flushed out of the pocket early. I think No Lane Johnson is brutal. Jack Driscoll is getting, Jack Driscoll didn't look good the last time he was out there weeks ago, and he is getting scorched right now. And I just think that there's no play calling. There's no rhythm at all. The Eagles came out of the gate. They threw it 3 plays in a row to begin this game. And it wasn't 3 incompletes only. It was 3 throwaways. They had to throw it away 3 plays in a row. No rhythm to get any guy in a groove here. In a scrappy game, in a just a muddy game, a dirty game like this one. None of it. So we'll see if the players are put into better positions in the second half. But right now, this is what they have been doing every week. They find ways to turn it around. If they continue to call the game like they are in this first half, they're not winning. Now, if they flip it around and guys wake up and they actually do something, maybe a couple quick completions to get Jalen feeling okay, or maybe getting, maybe the best receiver in the league involved, maybe they can win this game. Or DeAndre Swift, who's still top 10 in rushing. They need to wake up, man. Give me your thoughts in the chat on this game. I see a bunch of people saying, what the heck is going on? What's going on with the play calling? Where's DeAndre Swift? Swift is our most explosive back. Yeah, all the things that I'm saying, you guys are saying as well. We all see it as a collective. There's no, maybe you missed this. No, we are all seeing the same exact thing right now, and it is very frustrating to a team that has high expectations. And I know this is a halftime, so you're probably like, oh, maybe he's overreacting. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens at the end of the game. But that's where I'm at, man. Look at the Bills. They really haven't gotten much going in the run game. Josh Allen has broke off a couple, had a touchdown. But I think that late 7 points where you block a field goal, you finally get the momentum swing back, and then you fumble it right after. That just can't happen. That's sloppy execution. And, the refs have been all over the place, but you just can't, shoot yourself in the foot like that. So they need to find a way to wake up here. Give me your thoughts in the chat. Give me a confidence level right now, 1 to 10, guys. I want to know where your confidence is at as an Eagle fan watching this game. To me, it's been an awful first half, but do you have any confidence that they will win this game? On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being very confident that they will win, and 1 being you are not confident at all. Give me your ratings in the chat. If you guys are in here on YouTube, please do me a favor, hit the like button on the stream and hit the subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, hit the share button so we can push this out. We will be here right after the game for post-game live, but we are here reporting on Eagles halftime live, and I got to tell you guys about BetMGM. Shout out to our sponsor here of the halftime live show. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up with the code ATOZPA and receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. Find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbook. Sign up today with the bonus code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Let's see what the chat is saying. Jamie says, opening drive, establish the run, drive down and score. We need offensive adjustments. Defense playing well, no running game for the Bills. Defense is doing what they can to hold on. They're trying to hang in there, man. We got a 5.5 in the chat. Liz says 1. Hank says 2. Rita says 10. Wardell says 9. Gene says 8. Mila says, geez, this is embarrassing. Stewart says Lane Johnson is out, but our OC is still calling the worst plays. He has to go. And you know, it's funny, like you can't fire an offensive coordinator when you're 9-1, but you know, these are a lot of things that we said about John Gannon on defense. Eagles were so damn good, but at the same time, you're allowing these guys to throw for 75-80%. It's like, John, you gotta step it up, man. This team could be even better. This offense could be miles better. It feels like Brian Johnson is closing himself into the same 4 plays, man. Quarterback run, screen. We'll see what happens, man, in the second half. We'll be back here right after the game. Hope to see you guys back on. Hopefully the Eagles can turn this around, or else it's not going to be a good night for the Birds. Appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you here